Good morning, book lovers of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I get a new subscriber and I also read a page from a book of my choice. In today's video, I am going to be reviewing a story by Stephen King, which you might have heard of, called Riding the Bullet. This one I read online because I do not have a physical copy, and I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. It took me about an hour to read because it only has 70 pages, I believe. So yeah, I thought of this one as a very quick read that posed several questions with regard to morals. I wouldn't say that it blew my mind, but I still found it to be thought-provoking and enjoyed it overall. So this one, by the way, I also answered some questions about with a booktuber friend of mine called Daniel from Quill of the Isles, and that video should be up on my channel later today or maybe tomorrow. So, of course, I felt bad for the main character, Alan, throughout, but at the same time, I also understood his perspective, why he would think um, of picking the way he did. You know, there is a very difficult moral decision he has to make, which, through my understanding, he isn't mature enough to make. So, although his love for his mother is massive, I feel as though it would have been a waste for him to give his life away in exchange for hers when she smokes and doesn't care much about her health. So yeah, there are a lot of little ironies going on. So she would have felt the same exact way, I believe, and probably should have given her life away for that of her son. And I think I don't really have a doubt about this, so I wouldn't say that this short story freaked me out, honestly. With Stephen King, I'm not ever really freaked out because what I love about him is the suspense he manages to create and the way you would want to compulsively read to get to the end of the story. So, yeah, the ghost story segment, however, was pretty cool. I mean, it's more of an undead story segment rather than a ghost, really. And it could also be something going on inside Alan's mind, so it might not have happened at all in hindsight, but there are some magical realism elements going on, and yeah, I enjoyed the undead element, which I also found to be very cool, and I love how the whole thing is shrouded in irony, basically, because Riding the Bullet, which is the title for the story, is a metaphor for passing away, for dying. So Alan wanted to ride the bullet because it is also an attraction at a theme park he wanted to visit, but towards the end he completely changed his mind and his mother was willing to go with her son, but she didn't when Alan didn't want to because, yeah, they were going to go together, but ultimately neither of them did. So Alan did end up riding it in a different way when he was hitchhiking and he managed to go into the car with George Stobe, which was probably just a figment of his imagination with very real elements as well. And yeah, I suppose we'll never know about that. And yeah, he gave over his mother's life to death itself, basically, because George here represents the Grim Reaper, I would say, in a way. So this also reminded me slightly of A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, for the reason that it has a lot to do with regret, acceptance, and difficult decisions to be made by people not mature enough to make them. I mean, there are the 5 stages of grief going on within the story, and Alan ultimately does manage to accept that something negative will happen, but yeah, it happened at a completely different time than he thought it would. I'm not sure if there are any hidden Easter eggs which I didn't pick up on, but I don't think so because this was a rather straightforward story. So, yeah, once again, Alan definitely wasn't mature enough to make such a difficult decision, and this is all about how unfair life can treat people. But ultimately, everybody has to face these challenges because otherwise, how would you thicken your skin, right? How would you grow as a person without these experiences? So, yeah, as I mentioned the first thing, this one didn't blow my mind, but it did get me thinking about what I would have done in a similar situation. And that question I will not be answering because I think it's very personal. But yeah, from what I said earlier on in the video, you can probably draw a line. I mean, I do have a great relationship with all of my family members, and this was a very difficult decision for me as well. So I wouldn't want to put myself in Alan's shoes, and hopefully neither of my family members will become smokers or not care about their health at all. So that is all I have to say about this short story. Make sure to stay tuned for the collaboration video with Quill of the Isles, and Quill of the Isles should also be making a video of us collabing together on his channel, so check that out as well. I will be leaving a link to his channel in the other video where I will do the collab thing, so make sure to check him out, subscribe to him, and let me know what you think of his channel. He started very recently, and I think he has a lot of potential, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to my thoughts, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, check out the rest of my content, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully very, very soon. Bye, guys.